Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. And this is a nice Thursday afternoon. What bright sunshine all the way in Kitchener, Ontario. So, welcome to another episode of the Secret to Living the Good Life show. And our mission is to interview people from all across the world on faith, family, finance, and fitness so we can learn from in order to live the good life. Today, the person on my show, he's a dad, he's a husband with a great family. He's an electrician by trade, but something happened along the line, and he's a multi-family real estate investor. He's a real estate coach working with Wealth Genius, also a property manager. And the nice part, what I like about him here, he's committed to be a better person, remaining coachable, always growing in every area of his life. So the person I have today, he lives in Ottawa, but his parents, they are from Haiti. So let's welcome Andy Jean to the show. Welcome, Andy.
Yes, thank you for that nice introduction, Ray. Really appreciate that you get me to the show today.
Thank you, man. We sought you out. You're welcome. Okay, so Andy, we're gonna go straight into our show, and you did listen to a couple of my episodes. So I like to ask people, our mission is we talked about living the good life. So I always like to start by asking a simple question. Do you think you're living the good life in your faith, family, finance, and fitness?
Yes, definitely. There's always a chance for improvement, and that's what I'm working on every day of my life to be a better person. But I do live, and within my growth, like as I've got older, I've been able to balance those 4F a little bit more, and it's been something important for me and also my family.
Good, good. So what does the good life mean to you? I mean, how do you portray the good life for Andy and his family?
But the good life, I think it starts by me to be a better person so I can transfer it to the people around me, and also to be able to bring something positive to the people around me as well. And but I think the first step would be to better myself so I can provide to the others as well. So
Okay.
like even if we're talking about like fitness, like being a better like fitness will give you the energy to be a better person. So like all the areas of life, I think it's important to have a balance, and it helps you be a better person for the people around you and for yourself as well.
Okay. So you think the four F's, faith, family, finance, and fitness are unique and is necessary in our lives.
Definitely, it does provide a good balance, like you need faith to be able to gain success. You need your family as a good support system, as a driving force. Fitness to be like as a better person, to have the energy to be healthy, and remember the one of the
Fitness, finance.
and the finance will allow you to buy time and have a little bit more freedom. So I do believe that having all four of them will provide you with more balance in your life.
Awesome. Thanks, Andy. So you have an interesting background. You study electrician. First of all, you said you were living in Montreal, then you moved to Ottawa, electrician, then you move into real estate, then you become a real estate coach. You want to give us a little bit of your story there? That's an interesting story.
So yes, I was living in Montreal. I'm born and raised in Montreal. I've moved in Ottawa in the last 5 years. We needed a change with me and my family. Like sometime when you're on the same place, things are just not changing. And there was a quote that I heard someone say that I was kind of following. That person had a lot of balance, and it was saying that when nothing changes, nothing changes. But when one thing changes, everything changes. So it kind of dawned on me that I needed the change for something to happen. And I had my wife that came from Toronto, came as a CEO of a video company. And when she moved to Montreal with me, the fact that she wasn't speaking in English, it kind of put like a stick in the wheel where she couldn't advance. So it kind of was a difficult time when that happened. So once we had a daughter, it was time, like, once you have your first kid, everything changed, your mindset changed, you want to do everything to better your family. So at that point, even though I was attached to Montreal, it was time for me to take a look at something else. So we started looking at moving to Toronto, and eventually we decided Ottawa. It just happened by, I guess, not by mistake, but
Right.
we went and visited Ottawa on a Canada Day weekend, and we've looked at the town, and I was like, we could live there. So we decided to make the move, start looking at job here, and the grass seemed a little bit greener here. so, so I had a friend that was working here as an electrician, and I was working for I had a governmental job back in Montreal, and
Okay.
he was telling me that. But before that, I had a background in construction, left construction to go in the office job, and I kind of miss the manual work. I'm more of a manual guy. So
Right.
when he told me that he had an opening for me to become an electrician, which I had some experience in it as well, I decided that, yeah, maybe I'll take the leap of faith, and I did took a leap of faith, and it changed for the better for us.
Right.
So we decided to move, and since then, a lot of things has changed, and I was able to concentrate and be more focused on all my goals I had, and leave the distraction that I had back in Montreal
Right.
in the back, and concentrate more on providing for my family.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting move, but lucky you make the move, right? That's a good thing. So why you transition now from electrician? What makes you switch in your mind again to move up into real estate?
But I'm always had like a business mind, so real estate is something that I was always wanted to be in. But in my mind, I needed a lot of money to be able to start investing in real estate. So like I've not right now, it's been around 6 years that I've been in electricity, and I'm still an electrician. I love it, I love what I do.
Yeah.
But I was looking at a way to create some more income, and I know that real estate as an investment, it's a secure investment. It's kind of one of the best the best asset class. So knowing that, I start looking at some different training to start learning a little bit about it. And while I was looking into all those training and getting the knowledge, I start understanding that you can get into real estate without needing as much money as you think. So I start switching my mind, and I start looking for a coach. So at first, I was looking more into buying some singles and duplexes, but once I find my mentor, everything changed. It changed my mindset and make me think a little bit more about multifamily, and which is something that I would never think was even possible for me. Like, I was only thinking about single and duplexes. I was happy with that because the more than that, like, it was impossible. It was people that was rich, the millionaires, the billionaires, And once my mindset started expanding, possibilities start opening for me, and we went straight into multifamily, and it's been a great ride since. Like, been purchasing properties, we've been wholesaling some, and yeah, it's been an amazing journey for us. So I've been able to grow like some income on the side for my family, and almost putting right now my wife is we're almost going to retire her, like by the end of the year she'll be fine. She'll be fully in real estate. So we'll retire her from the 9 to 5, and eventually it's going to be me. So
wow.
slow
Well,
process.
so Andy, let's go back a little bit here. You said you get a coach or a mentor. What an average person get a mentor? Like, you don't hear that too often. So I mean, an electrician get a mentor, or when you go into real estate and start doing business, I know, yeah, we get mentors and all that. Well, what triggers you to get a mentor? That's an interesting step that you took.
But I believed in that. Like back then, like I used to do some network marketing, and I
Okay.
always kind of like when you were doing work network marketing, you have always someone above you, which you'll consider kind of your mentor. So
Right.
it came from that, and I see the
Oh,
success that most of the people's been having. So I always believe in that. And I'm a sports guy as well. I love sports. I love watching sports, and all my favorite athletes, there's none of them those that was on top, there's none of them that didn't add any coach.
that's right.
So for me to be the best, I knew that I needed a coach to
Oh,
I needed a coach or mentor to bring me where I wanted to be.
that's really clever of you and commendable, because a lot of us watch sports too, right? But
Hmm.
do we get that message that you just got, that all of them have a coach? Every athlete, forget success or not, in my mind, I think has a coach, and that's what the coach does, right? The coach bring out that, take that little, as one guy said in a book, I think it was Les Brown or somebody, that the coach see a spark in you, and the coach take that spark and make it into a blowtorch.
Exactly. I love that.
So
I love that.
that's why it's interesting, and I'll suggest to anyone listening, if you got some ambitious or you want to get on in your life, anything whatsoever, whether it be your health, your faith, your finance, or your fitness, get a coach. Get a coach.
Important. It was a game changer for me, and I'll advise anyone that's looking to uh to go up in anything they're doing to definitely get a coach.
So in part of your bio here, always growing in every area of your life. How would you expand that for us? Growing in every area. What are we talking about here?
But for my health, I always, for example, like when I talk about health, I always try to get my better with my health. So, right now, like I like exercising, but I just came back from a surgery, so I'm not able to do as much. But I've changed a lot of things within my health. So the way that I've the way that I eat, changed the way that I eat. I changed the way that I start changing a little bit. So I do like cold bath. I do some breathing exercise. So I research a lot about how I can better my health naturally. So that's one of the thing. Try to be a better dad, a better husband to my wife every day. So even on that side, me and my wife, we've looked at coaches for even for relation and stuff. We're reading always different book, even how to parent, how to be able to be a better parent for my daughter.
Right.
So, and like I said, like in terms of fitness, in terms of I would say finance, you know, I didn't hesitate to get a coach to always get better. I don't try to think that I know everything,
Oh,
and I actually act like oh
right.
don't know as much, and I'm always ready to take some more information and to grow. And I think that's the way that's going to make me a better person.
So that's where your coachability comes in, being coachable
Exactly.
in your life, right? So that's a big word for everyone to embrace coachability in any facets of your life, whether it be faith, family, finance, or fitness.
Hmm.
Coachable, it's a big part of it. Thank you. Yes. And at this point, do you want to share anything? I mean, you're in real estate and all that stuff you're working on. Do you want to share anything to my viewers, where they can find Andy? How can Andy be of help to them?
But you can find me on Facebook at Andy Jean. Also, my company is Real Pearl Investment. So our focus is we're focusing more on multi family real estate investing and we're doing a lot of the buy and hold, where we're looking at building some generational wealth, some
Okay.
wealth that will last for a long time. And yeah, anyone that want to reach out, you can always reach out to me, also by phone. I'm always open, always available for anyone that want to discuss. Like
So
So
how does it work? Let's say someone wants to get in some form of real estate investment. Just high level, give it a little snapshot how it works.
for the high level is that a lot of person like me, when I didn't have the knowledge, I thought that multi-family like 6 unit and all was something unsustainable. But by learning and expanding my mind, I've understand that multi-unit, it's easier to finance than a single house or a duplex. You know,
Okay.
because the way the bank sees it, it's two different things. So, for example, when someone goes and buy a house, the banks looks at it as who's going to service that debt. So, the fact that you're the person who's buying the house, you're the one who's servicing that debt. So, the bank's going to take a look at everything on you. So, your credit, your finance, everything around that. So, a lot of the time, what happened is that after someone has ended up buying two properties, they're blocked to buy others because they look at the debt service ratio.
Right.
But when you're going into the multifamily side, bigger, you would think it would be tougher. But the banks actually look at who's servicing that debt, and they know that it's the tenants that service that debt. So they qualify the property first before they even take a look at you. So it's that was mind blowing for me. So it's even easier to finance, and like little things like for me, like having a duplex, if one person vacates the property, your property becomes 50% vacant. But I have an eightplex right now. When I have one person vacating the property, for me it's almost like a non-event.
That's
You
right.
know, I'm not as stressed because I know that there's other tenants that's paying down the property and I still get some cash flow from it. So I would say that that's kind of some of the high level thing, man. But if you want to learn more about it, you guys can always reach out to me.
Okay, good. So people have to get a lot of money to jump in?
Into multi
That's what you're talking about, yeah.
No, you don't really have to have a lot of money. Like there's different ways to be able to finance the property. Like different lot of ways to be able to finance those property. Is just to have the knowledge and with the right knowledge, you'll see that everything's open. I was able to finance property without using any of my own money. So, and it's possible for everyone once you learn about it.
Interesting. Very interesting, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
And I hope my audience are picking up on this and reach out to you and get some help and see when they can move their lives forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. Yeah, good. You touched a little bit about doing some stuff. If you have to tell my audience today or anyone listening, what are two things they can do to improve their health now and so very subtly change today onwards that can improve their health?
I would say like nutrition it's so important, like to be able to have a better nutrition, and look and read about that. And for me it was important because I used to be a big carnivore. I just want to eat meat morning, afternoon, and night. If there was no meat, it was not good. But it was a tough change for me. I knew that I needed to change. My wife was on a better path in terms of nutrition, and I started looking at her and being a little bit more curious about it. So together, like the way that it happened, she kind of like forced me to do a cleanse. I was like, didn't really want to, but just to encourage her, I decided to do it. But I felt like it did a big change for me because once I did that cleanse, like even the sugar, my favorite cookie, I couldn't eat it anymore because I had blocked the sugar in that cleanse for like 2 weeks. So I started understanding that it was kind of like kind of an addiction of the sugar, and I didn't eat meat neither. And I realized maybe I don't need the meat, as much. And I know, like I knew, like by growing up and looking more into researching more, that my meat consumption, not that I should not eat it at all, but that I should reduce it. So I did cold turkey, so I just stopped for a long time eating meat. We started buying meat at home, and so I'd say like nutrition is key. It allowed me to have way more energy, and also exercising. Exercising, I would say like
Good.
it's
Thank you.
undeniable.
That's
Yeah,
good. If I have to share two with everyone, I'll say reduce sugar and get more sleep too. That's
sleep as well.
sleep is a big one, right? That a lot of
It
people
is.
ignore or don't even know how critical sleep is to our health. Yeah.
Definitely. I used to have problem with the sleeping. I used to be insomniac, so I had to find different ways I had to research that.
Wow.
And that's why the breathing came into my life, where I started doing some breathing exercise. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with Wim Hof, but I started doing some Wim
No.
Hof type of breathing. And it does focus your energy. It helps with inflammation. It's really stress. But for me, it did make a change for me, and it helped me have a better sleep. And since I haven't had as much problem with
Wow.
sleeping.
Interesting. So seeing that you're a businessman, do you read books and stuff to help you to maintain a healthy mindset?
Definitely,
What are two books you
I've
recommend to us, or one book?
right now the book I'm reading The Way of the Wolf. It's a selling book. And
The Way of the
of the Wolf.
Wolf. Hmm.
Exactly. It's a book about selling, how to be better at sales.
Person, yeah.
And it's from the guy, I don't know if you saw the movie The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's from the guy they're doing the movie
Right, yeah.
about. So yeah, he wrote this book, and this guy became a sales teacher, a sales coach. So it's an amazing book. So that's one of the book I'm reading now. I'm also have I would say like basic book like Rich Dad Poor Dad. If someone is looking into real estate, and Rich Dad Poor Dad is a really good book to
Got a
get
good story
into.
to that, yes.
Exactly, a good story to that. So
Good. Okay, so let me go on the other side of it now. So your parents' background are from Haiti, right?
mhm.
So what is something cultural in Haiti that we don't know over here that you can share with us, that's cultural, that we can resonate with, whether it be a food or something that you guys have over there that's special?
In Haiti,
Yeah.
yeah, we like a rice. We like a rice.
We are no different.
It's a lot of rice in Haiti. We like eating a rice. We like a good meat too,
Yeah.
or goats.
Okay.
And yeah, so the rice, and about the sugar cane as well. It's a big thing here, or mangoes,
Yeah.
like the. But yeah, it is a good place. It's a poor country, but there's a lot of life when you go there. Like it's helped me appreciate. It's helped me appreciate more the life that I'm living, and
Yeah, because you're born over here, right?
exactly. Like for me, I'm born kind of in this almost silver platter, where
Yes,
I
yes.
didn't had to experience what my brothers or older sister had experienced,
Right.
But I know where they come from. I know the country, and I'm a grateful person. So
Good.
know where I'm from.
So we're about wrapping up, Andy. So what I'm going to ask you, I'm going to pop two simple questions to you, right? Just off the blue. So what is one big thing in your life you probably got planning and you want to do? One big thing like you want to do, but anything that you're thinking.
One of my big thing is being able to give back to the younger generation. I'd like to be able to. One of my dreams would be to build a kind of a sports center and help the people, the young kids that's growing up in a difficult background, to be able to have a place where they can grow.
Where you want to build this place? Back home or here?
Well, I would like to be here where I can be directly
To
involved.
be a part of it, yeah.
Yeah, I can be directly involved and see it from my eyes, and if
Right.
it grows to be even better, and then I would love to bring it to my country as well and give an opportunity to those young kids, you know.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Because a lot of the kids have a lot of talent, but they cannot grow it because of the environment they're living in. And when I grew up in a poor environment too. Like in this, it was in Montreal, but it was not in the nicest city. It was in a poor environment, so I know like I was limited a little bit, and until we moved out of that environment. But you know, I since yeah, I've always wanted to give back to the people, to the kids that is going on in those difficult environment, and they probably won't have that chance in life.
Right on. And the last question, Andy, let's say you got a friend next to you and you're about a couple hours to live. What would you tell your friend? What are your last words to him of advice?
It's a really good question. You know,
Thank you.
live the life like with faith, have fun, love your people around, try to be a better person, and make sure that when you live, like, do whatever you have to do. So when you live that earth, you feel like you've you've done what you needed to be done. You know.
Yeah. Do you have any regrets? I know that was the last, but still pop one when you have any regrets so far in your life. I'm talking career-wise, like more or less.
Sorry?
I'm talking more in the career, like in your career. Do you have any regrets around your career, where you are today or where you think you should have been?
No, not really. Like I don't really have a regret because I even if it was late in my life and I wish it probably could be sooner, I'm still on that path. I still got into that path, and that's for me, that's the most important. I'd only regret if I didn't follow the path I was meant to follow. And
Right.
I'm following it, and for me, no, I don't have any regret. I'm still alive. I still have a long way to go, and I still have a lot to be
Offer.
able to
Yeah,
give,
yeah. Good,
not
good,
to
good.
offer.
Good. Andy, thank you very much for being on the show. And for my listeners, thank you very much as well. I do appreciate all of you. I appreciate Andy for taking his time off from his family and come with us and share some good information. Thank you again. And if you like our show, please subscribe. There are lots of people lined up more to come and share some good conversation with us. And have a wonderful evening all. Thank you very much, Andy.
And thank you, Ray. Thank you for having me in your show. I really appreciate it.